This is Counterpoint, and I'm your host, Tanya Granick-Allen. There's a lot of emotion south of our border as Americans head to the polls on November 5th. Both parties have held their conventions and confirmed their nominees. There have been some VIP endorsements for each candidate. Elon Musk and Democrat Robert Kennedy Jr. endorsed Trump, while Taylor Swift, much of Hollywood, and some Republicans have come out for Harris. And recently, former President Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris squared off for the first and perhaps only presidential debate. There are mixed opinions as to the results. Some suggest Trump took the bait from Harris on a couple of topics. Others felt Harris offered more gobbledygook that she has become known for. But if we shut out the noise and focus solely on policy, what did each candidate really offer? Who has the best vision for the country? What are voters saying? Well, joining me now to share his insight is Peter Roff, contributing editor for Newsweek Magazine. Peter, always great having you with us today. I appreciate your time. We have to start off by mentioning now there has been a second assassination attempt. The first one was a direct hit, but this one, the would-be assassin was foiled. What is happening in politics where it now seems two in a row this is becoming a thing?
It is not the way we do things in America. But starting with Joe Biden, the Democratic Party has for at least 8 years, if not longer, echoed the message that Donald Trump is the living embodiment of the end of the American democratic system, that he is a dangerous fascist who needs to be removed from the political conversation. And while no one has explicitly said by whatever means necessary, it is now clear that people who may or may not be unbalanced are interpreting that as direction, as marching orders. And I think it is incumbent upon President Biden and Vice President Harris to lead their party in toning the rhetoric down before someone else is killed. But people seem to have forgotten that there was a brave first responder in Butler, Pennsylvania, who was killed by the would-be assassin protecting his family. So this is not just about rhetoric. It's not just about the politicians. It's about the people. And the Democrats have raised the rhetoric to an intolerable level, and they need to be held accountable for it. Now, I'm not a finger pointer. When a Bernie Sanders supporter shot up the Republican House members who were practicing for the congressional softball game about 3 miles from my house several years ago, I urged calm and caution and did not accuse the Sanders people of being behind it. I was also, as were many of my colleagues, calm and cautious after the shooting in Butler, Pennsylvania. But now we have a second attempt. Is it going to take a third or a fourth or the actual assassination of former President Trump before the Democrats stop their rhetoric?
Wow. Wow. Well, it's definitely jarring for us north of the border. I have to say, however, well, I'm going to ask the question, is there a media bias in coverage? Because even when I look up in Canadian, publications online, it's a buried item, fourth, fifth headline from the top.
Yes. Yes.
Why the double standard?
Because the American media community, by and large, is cheering for Trump's defeat. They cheered for it in 2016. They cheered for it, cheerled for it in 2020, and they're cheerleading for it now. They buy into the idea, and this is very much an elite versus populist conversation. It's the one percenters versus the rest of us. It's the people who run the country versus the people who are the country. And there's a lot
Peter,
about.
I've got to hold you there. Sorry, time ran out. We'll be right back.